So I'll share briefly with just a couple of slides, and then I'll actually demo it in action for you so you can see just how quick and easy it is. One of the things that we've built to make it that easy is we have an AI-powered training builder that's literally a PDF to training converter. It is exactly what it sounds like. If you have a PTO policy or a payroll and benefits one pager, or if you have a manager principles or manager handbook, whatever the case may be, maybe like Andrew mentioned, there was a scenario that happened and came in the hotline, and you want to summarize and anonymize all the like very real scenarios that you have had to address over the course of the past 2, 3, 5 years. You could literally put it all into a PDF, upload it, and it will spit out an interactive training. And because it's AI powered, you can put in prompts. So you can say like, hey, I want it to have more factory workers in the images that you use, or I want there to be more scenarios that, include a work from home employee, or whatever the case may be. It will customize it for you. You can be like, no, that's too long. I want it to be down to 3 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever. You also have tools within the training itself. So whether you're looking at our off-the-shelf content or your own custom content, you can redline it. So you can just say like, hey, I want you to replace every use of the word HR with people, because that's more of our vibe and I want that to be in it. Or I want to change the color so that it matches more of our branding and logo. You can translate, and I'll show you that live as well in a second, into whatever languages that you need. You don't need to know all the languages to be able to provide and create a training that speaks in the language that your employees do. And then finally, we also have a policy bot. So if, with Ethena, what you could do as well, again, it's all about lightening the load, both for you and your employees. You could actually upload all of your company policies, and this policy bot would basically filter out so that you don't, so that all the questions aren't coming to you like, how do I log in here? And like, what's our policy on like how much money, the cap on gifts that we can accept, that sort of thing. They can just ask it in the bot, and it only pulls from your policies, nothing else, and it will answer their questions. So I know you might be thinking that this sounds too good to be true. So I figured I would live demo this for you all so you know I'm not talking out of my booty. So I will go ahead and screen share. Let's make sure. Can you confirm that you see my full screen and tabs here?
Confirmed, yes.
Okay, cool. So this is Ethena, this is a sample, this is a demo. So let's say that you were in Ethena's content library and you wanted to test my theory. Can I really convert a PDF to a training? So you would go here, you'd click add content, and then you would call it whatever you want. So let's say I have onboarding training that I want to create for employees. So onboarding, and I'm going to call it, let's call it onboarding 4 because I did a few test ones, payroll and benefits. And then, so we're going to say description, we're going to skip that, and I'm going to put it in my onboarding folder over here. And I just want to train all of our new hires on payroll and benefits. It's the same thing every time. I don't want to have to meet with them live to do it. You come to our page here and it lets you decide, do you want to create your own slides? Do you want to upload your own video training? Or do you want to generate a training using AI through a PDF? So here we go. So let's say it asks you, upload a file. Let me actually, I'm realizing now as I do this that I just need to be sensitive about like what you can see when I pull that. So let me, without that, give me 1 second to just pull up the doc and see if I can click and drag payroll. Otherwise, I will just stop screen sharing for a quick second. All the HR people know this fear, so thank you for bearing with me here. Payroll and benefits, FAQ. All right, so let's see if it will let me click and drag. Oh, it did not let me click and drag. Okay, I'm gonna stop screen sharing for 1 second just in case as it pulls up my files. I just don't want it to show anything sensitive. All right, give me 1 second here. Payroll and benefits.
And while Melanie's bringing that up, I will say that one of the cool things about the AI training builder is that you could create a whole training like this based on a PDF, or if you have, say, like Athena off-the-shelf training for security, but wanted to have like an intro section, you could also use the AI course builder for that to create like a, click through 3 scenario intro or outro to the Athena training.
Ooh, love that. Great ad. Okay, all. I have since uploaded our payroll and benefits FAQ. This is literally just an FAQ that I put together for employees that, let's be real, are employees going to read through the whole thing? Probably not. So could I just create a short, engaging training that makes sure they see it and then I can actually track that? Why not? And you can actually click if you want it to be a short, a long, whatever length of training. And then you can say, do I want it to include checks on learnings? Do I want it to include pulse checks? And do I want a custom prompt? Yes, I do want a custom prompt because I want to make sure that it actually is reflective of our company and our vibes. So I've put together a sample one that's basically, hey, I want you to tailor the content, both image and scenarios that are reflective of a hybrid workforce, and one that, that includes warehouse workers, make the content varied. I want different slide formats to keep it engaging. And then I would just click generate slide. Now, as you all know, AI can take a second while it generates. So I'm going to do that thing that they do on like the cooking shows where they put it in the oven and they pull out the pre-baked apple pie. And then we'll come back to this one when it finishes loading. I timed it last time and it took 2 minutes, which 2 minutes to create an entire training out of a PDF, not bad at all. So this is what it would spit out for you. This is what it did in the test that I ran before. It generated 11 slides. And you can see that it did a variety of images here. It did a variety of slides. So I can see, okay, cool. Unused PTO, rollover, how to submit PTO. For us, we use Namely as our HRIS, right? And then it asks you some scenarios. So I liked this one, which is, a hybrid warehouse employee reaches out. They have a benefits question. How do I add my spouse after a life event, right? Oh, here's the answer, right? And then you can test their learning as well, right? So maybe they have to answer a question. We call this check on learning to see, did they actually pay attention? Did they process the material? Now, let's say there's something you don't like here. So, okay, cool, this is great, but like, I don't want all the images to be, I don't know, side by side. You could either go back and reprompt it and change the prompt, or once you generate it, when you save and close it, it will give you all of the slides already created. So you could go in and say, you know what, I want to go here and I want to edit it. And then you could change the language, you could bold it, you could replace the picture, you could remove it, you could change the slide type, then you can preview to see if this is what you want it to be, all the things. The other thing that I really like about this is that you can also translate into whatever languages you want. So this one I already pulled up. This is the training, right? It's spit out. Let's say we publish it. You can say, I want it to be, I want it to be in Spanish. So click there, boom, automatically it's translated. Everything is now in Spanish. Oh, now I want to see it in another language. Let's try French, I don't know, Portuguese. Give it a second, boom, it's translated. So there's a lot of different, like the beauty of this is that you saved yourself time, you made it more customized for your team, and then you can get that better buy-in from your leadership team because you didn't waste people's times, you automated the whole process. You don't have to tell your leadership team, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have time to work on X thing because I had to spend all this time translating, building from scratch, whatever. And the other last thing I'll flag is so our harassment prevention training in particular, you can actually customize it and make it an animated training. So you can say, hey, let's say you want the animated version instead, and that is also customizable, and you can change, certain terminology that they use. It would actually look like this. I'm going to just play and hope that the buffer works with the screen sharing here.
Traditional courses teach you how to do something. A course might teach you how to speak another language, improve your financial literacy, gain a skill like nursing, or pick up a craft like pottery. In contrast, a harassment prevention course can...
And by the way that I selected this, if we just go to Ethena, would literally be added training, harassment prevention. I want the custom training. I want to pull up the animations version, and then Boom, that's the animated version of our training. So very, very cool, just the different customizations that you can do to get different people engaged in different ways. I personally like to use the podcast style of our training because I like to take our training while I cook. And at the same time, I'm still having to pay attention because of the checks on learnings. It will ask questions to make sure you process the information. And by the way, I don't know if you all remember, but this was the first tab. It's fully loaded. So didn't take that much time at all. While I was chatting with you, it created the training for us. And you can tell because it's a different version from this one. So just very cool to see the different examples that it pulls just based on customization. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out.